Selene is regarded as one of the best heroes in the game, if not the best hero at the moment, so let's go over some formations. Welcome to the channel, my name is Facecast, and these are Selene formations and tips that you can use in Art of War Legions. For this list, I asked players on Facebook and Discord to share the formations, and luckily many of them did. These formations were provided by players of all levels, and they aren't listed in any particular order. This is not a ranked list, it's just a little neater to do it this way. Number 13. This formation was provided by RYL23. He has a little horseshoe shape going with his ice mages and his frost archers. A lot of people are doing that, or I've seen a few people do that, and they're all really good players. You might want to check that out. He has a ghost assassin in the middle to activate the enemy hero's first active skill. There are brawlers and undead soldiers in the back, apprentices and rhinos up front. 23 says that he threw this formation together and did not expect it to do so well. Number 12. This formation was provided by your daddy Facecast. This is actually a formation that I used in the arena for a little bit. It's a hybrid of a defensive formation that TKO Hellhound was using. There are ghost assassins in the front and the middle row to activate the enemy's active skill. There are rhinos to distract. I'm using two different types of legendary heroes in the back. I think I'm just hoping for some RNG. Number 11. This formation was provided by GER Snapman. Snapman is an old school player who gets really creative with heroes and formations, so let's check this out. If you're using a level 1 Selene, and you have these troops or something like these troops, anything that you can replace with them, you might want to check this out. He's able to beat level 6000 with this. So he also has like a small horseshoe shape, a lot of Goblikazis up front, 2 in the back, a bunch of catapults, ice mages, archers, no frost archers, and magic apprentices in the back rows. Number 10. This formation was provided by TKO Circle J something. You look up the name if you want to know. I'm not going to say it. He has 6 swordmen up front, 3 golems, brawlers up front. The back row is filled with undead soldiers. There are ice mages galore, frost archers, a line of peltists. Selene is on the left side. Circle says, I'm at level 12 Selene. I prefer a front heavy attack with range behind them, and I'm trying to get more pelties to help. I use ice mages over catapults for the attack speed and defense. I still need a few more golems and 1 more SS. I'll finish top 500 again, but I have a long way to go. I also have to mention that Hellhound just changed up my lineup, so it's different than this. Number 9. This formation was provided by ALN Max. There is also a small horseshoe shape or a W with the ice mages here, 2 swordsmen in the back, 4 golems up front, and there's a good amount of ghost assassins. Max says this formation is under 600k and lets me land in the top 200. The power is so low because 2 of my pelts are 8 and none of my frost archers are 8, but everything else is. Number 8. This formation was provided by TKO Hellhound. Now there are just a bunch of peltists, frost archers, catapults, ghost assassins, 2 rhinos. Hellhound says that this formation is for fun and can easily get farmed by top 100 players. And also, if any developers are watching, you should give him a level 15 Arthur. Number 7. This formation was provided by RYL Hulk. Hulk has a mixture of tank-like 9-load troops in the back. He has brawlers, undead soldiers, paladins, 2 frost archers, a row of peltists, 2 demons. There's a good mixture of troops here. There's a witcher in the middle, catapults. Try this out and tell me what you think. Hulk has a lot to say, so I'm going to read it verbatim. Hulk says, so I started thinking about the coming of the 9th circle, level 9 troops, and what my form would look like if I accidentally hit merge all, allegedly. And this is the creation that came from an accident without having to explain what happens when a mommy and daddy love each other. I started with rhinos because they play sheepdog to enemy pelts, demons in the corners so that when they cross the road they're harder to hit by enemy heroes actives like Selene, a small mixed wall in front of my pelts to keep them from being sheep also, typical ranged firepower protected in the middle, and then a mixed back line to finish it up. Except my board was still half empty and I was already almost out of troops and still needed to fill spaces, so I dropped in all the rest of my ghost assassins and frost archers and even golems just to fill spots because let's face it, golems clearly like tacos. A couple more regular archers because my frost archer game sucks, real talk, and a couple of paladins for extra color. Then it was time to battle test it, and surprisingly it performed well. The dangerous part is that it was created for level 7 troops. For that reason, I feel like this could also be a great form for Selene users that don't have as many troops. Smash. Number 6. This formation was provided by RYL OVIDIU. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm terribly sorry. He's using a lot of magic apprentices. There are some up front, some in the back. Of course, there's a ghost assassin in the middle. There are 2 rhinos in the middle as well. A bunch of peltists. There are 2 witchers, frost archers kind of scattered around. The ice mages are again in a horseshoe type shape. There are also some catapults scattered around in there, and some brawlers in the back, because that's where daddy likes it. Now, Royal OVIDIU has a little bit to say, so let's read it verbatim. Regarding my form, I use a lot of apprentices because they are still immune to frost from frost archers. This form can beat quite all top players, but there's still like a 5% chance to lose because of rhinos. Many times I use more ghost assassins in the base of the opponent. If there's a strong defensive setup in the back row, I use more ghost assassins. I know it's not an easy form, but many units can be replaced, like frost archers can be replaced with Taurus witchers, brawlers can be replaced with undeads, and so on. Number 5. This formation was provided by RIP Death Punch. He has scattered ice mages, a bunch of frost archers in the back, peltist up front, witchers in the middle, a single ghost assassin in the middle back row. The 2 rhino lineup seems to be really popular. Apprentices up front, a little wall of undead soldiers, and some catapults. Death Punch says this formation will beat anyone in top 50 on offense 80% of the time, but my defense seems to lose close to the same ratio for some reason. I finished top 100 with this. You won't recognize the name because I just changed it, formerly known as RIPTHRAX. Number 4. The next 4 formations were provided by RYL Stacey Lee. Stacey Lee is a very creative player. She's also considered to be somewhat of a big-time Selene geek. So I want to give a special thanks to Stacey for providing all of the formations, videos, and helpful advice. Stacey says that the key to Selene is understanding her strengths and weaknesses. Just about any troop can be made useful with her. It's mostly about placement and understanding how to counter the opponent. And since Fazy Wazy said he would read anything I write verbatim, I have to add the right way to pronounce Chiwan is Shion, and I just got Shioned. There are 2 fire mages and 2 ice mages in this formation. It's a little different. Of course, there are ghost assassins scattered around, 2 in the middle, 1 brawler in the back, a nice horseshoe shape with the frost archers, another type of horseshoe type shape with the peltist, 2 demons up front, 2 rhinos. Very interesting. Try this out. I want to see how it goes. Number 3. This also kind of has like a horseshoe shape with the ice mages and frost archers. There's a bigger mass of peltists and witchers up front, 1 brawler in the back, 2 golems in the back, 2 rhinos up front, and 2 demons. Very interesting. Also note the 2 brawlers and 1 undead soldier in the second row. Now I believe that's to buffer the enemy's rhinos. Number 2. As you may have noticed, this formation has soul hunters in it, and that made me curious, so I asked Stacey why she is using soul hunters in some of her formations. She said it started as some sort of dare where people said you'd never see someone using soul hunters in the top of the arena, so I played around until I found a use for them, and voila. They are great back row tankers who love to eat ghost assassins, and when they finish, they go after the enemy's hero and eat her too. Additionally, you'll see them sometimes drag all the back row attackers forward to their untimely death. Number 1. There's a big horseshoe here with ice mages and catapults. Of course, you can always fill that in with other troops. There are undead soldiers and brawlers up front, soul hunters in the back because they're really interesting. It's really creative to use these. That does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'd like to give a big thanks to everyone who shared their formations. I really appreciate it. We all really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video if you want to see more like it. See you later.